Here we are again with another Elder Scrolls Legends Central card review and discussion, and today we'll be looking at the Madhouse collection card called Merchant's Camel. Merchant's Camel is one of those really unique cards in the game because of its future potential, but before we get too deep into that, let's talk about the card art first. Like always, the card art here is a 5 out of 5. I'm starting off right away with that. It is great. It is a camel. There's a bunch of shit on its back. It looks like it's going to a market. It fits with the name, and as you guys have already seen, I love when the card name and the art fits together so well. And this camel just has that look on his face like, huh? What are you looking at? I like this one. I like how the premium version of it, it's not like the most crazy, coolest looking art out there in a sense, like, you know, like it's action packed, but it fits its name, and that's what's most valuable to me. I want to read the name of the card and see the art matches with that and be like, okay, that makes sense. It should look like that, and it does. So 5 out of 5. We can move on from the art. It is good. It gets a thumbs up from me. Moving on from there, we're going to talk about the cost. I don't like the cost of this card. It is a 4-cost card. I really wish it was a 3-cost card. Its effect would have been so much more valuable to me as a 3-cost card. But at the same time, I'm not too upset because of the fact that it does have 4 defense and 1 attack. The 4 defense can be pretty useful in the long run because you could use it to poke at another creature with that 1 attack, or you could even power this up with an actual item or have something like Ring of Imaginary Might on it. There's a lot of different ways to actually make this a useful card to attack with outside of just what it does with its effect. And effect is really what it's all about. And look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put 1 in your hand and discard the others. Now, obviously, the part about putting 1 card in your hand is very valuable off the bat, because if you could pick that right card that you need out of your deck, it's really great. Like, searching your deck for a card you need is so valuable. But I really want to discuss the discarding the other cards potential, because I can't wait to see what's going to happen when we have more ways to remove cards from our graveyard back into our hand or back onto the field. I mean, right now we do have the Black Worm Necromancer, which allows you to summon a card from your graveyard if you have enough health more than your opponent, and that's great. So if you get Merchant's Camel on your 4th turn, puts a specific card into your graveyard, then you get a free way to summon it using Black Worm Necromancer. That's the dream we all know about. But there's also other abilities, like somebody like the girl Iron, who she is a high elf. She is, well, the problem here is that you have to play, for her at least, you have to play with an intelligence willpower, and if that's not what you're playing with and you didn't draw her at the right time, it might suck. But she's a 5-cost card, and she draws a random action from your discard pile, and all your actions cost 1 less. So if you had a situation where you really needed to get a specific action in your let's say like Immortal Blast, or if you need to wipe the field clean, you had the 3-turn plan. You can play Camel, you'll play her. If Camel gives you the blast, you send the blast to the graveyard, she takes it back from the graveyard. Very hard thing to make specifically happen, but it's a possibility now, which wasn't a possibility before. And because it gives these possibilities in this game, it makes the game more deeper and more complex. And because of that, I think that the Camel is valuable in the long run future of the game, because obviously there are going to be more cards added to the game down the line that's going to make you be able to interact with your graveyard in many different ways. And as there's more ways to remove cards from your graveyard into your hand or onto the field, I think the Merchant Camel will become a more useful card down that line. Right now, it's not a card that I feel is essential to any deck specifically, but if I had to put it in a deck, it would be definitely a deck that's featuring Black Worm Necromancer, because Black Worm Necromancer is an endurance type card. The only problem though, guys, is just like I said already, at a 4 costs right now, just because you can't take advantage of the graveyard part of it too well, 4 costs is not really that worthy just to me for most of my decks. I like being able to put 1 card into my hand, but milling cards right now is not the greatest thing to do in Elder Scrolls Legends, in my opinion. You guys might disagree with me on that, but I feel like there's so many other ways to draw cards that if you're just using it to draw a card, it's not the right way to play it, and waiting for the future abilities of this card outside of Black Worm Necromancer is just what we're going to have to do. Let me know if you guys agree in the comment section below, like always. Peace out. ladies and gentlemen.